everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to another ingredient video.
Yes.
So this one is a requested one actually, and it's on amber.
Yes. So if you haven't seen any of our other ingredients videos, we've done them on like musk, oud,
Orange blossom.
We've done a few. We'll link them up below. So after you've watched this one, go and watch those.
Yeah.
Also linked below.
Instagram.
Just a little plug for the Instagram.
Yes.
So yeah,
we have to
please
do
follow
that.
us over on Instagram. We are the Perfume Pros on there, the same as we are on here.
Okay, so let's start talking about what amber actually is,
Yes.
because of course a lot of you, like me, will have, before I worked in perfumery, I just thought of amber as jewellery, you know?
Stone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't actually extract the scent from that stone, that fossilised resin. So
Well,
they don't use, so they don't like steam distill it or anything.
No.
If you burn it, it tends to smell.
Yeah.
So amber in a fragrance is not necessarily that piece of amber jewellery that you see on your
No, it's not at all.
Yeah.
And it's quite misleading because there's been a lot of fragrances over the last couple of years called amber. Even fragrances we're going to show you today that have a kind of amber look to the bottle, and so you think, oh, that's what the stone smells like, but it doesn't.
Not,
the way they do it in perfumery is they recreate the smell of amber using other things.
It's a blend, really.
Yeah.
So you get, and the characteristics are often the same. So an amber fragrance will smell warm and deep and quite sweet often, and sensual.
Yeah.
And they achieve it. They generally tend to use three key things, don't they? The perfumers who blend an amber note. And one of those is labdanum.
So labdanum, which is a resin, benzoin, also a resin as well. So they're not dissimilar to amber, because amber is obviously formed from a resin. And vanilla. Yeah, so vanilla is what gives it that kind of sweet sensuality.
It is. And in actual fact, it was the discovery of what perfumers call an isolate vanillin back in the 1800s, where an amber note first appeared. So we see this is a family that sort of goes back in history to quite early on in modern day perfumery. And that's due to inventions of different synthetics or isolate type ingredients. So it's actually really interesting that if you don't have to just use the natural plants and flowers to create something, you can be much more.
It's like a painting,
than
isn't
that.
it? Yeah, different colours.
Mixing colours, exactly the same. Do you like this category of fragrance?
I do. I mean, I was going to say, in terms of fragrance family, usually things with amber are in an oriental family, aren't they?
They are.
And I do quite like that, but I only like it for certain times. I like it for a kind of evening. I like it in winter.
I exactly was going to say the same.
Yeah.
This for me, because it is quite a warm effect, it feels like cosy and enveloping as a family.
It also feels quite luxurious and expensive, doesn't it? It feels
does.
quite exotic, not in a tropical island way, but in a kind of slightly Middle Eastern way.
Yeah, no, it's true. And it's quite nice as well, because different amber fragrances, depending, because of the creativity of the noses that make them, the perfumers, they won't just use those three ingredients that we've listed, but they might use tonka bean, or they might use Peruvian balsam. So they tend to be quite a creative set of fragrances, depending on the type of amber. But normally when we get ingredients lists, it might just list amber like an accord.
Yes. Yeah. So we've picked three to show you today. They're all really different. They're from really different brands, and they smell really different as well, which is, like you say, because the perfume has been able to make it up, really. So we're going to start with one actually from Etro.
Yes. This is behind us.
Yeah, so Etro is an Italian fashion brand. I feel like we've definitely talked about some of their fragrances before.
Yeah, we have.
Maybe in Musk even, in our Musk video.
You won't find it everywhere. You have to seek it out, this brand.
Yeah, it's not in many places. In the UK it's in Liberty. And Etro stores and a couple of other small independent perfumeries. So they're obviously Italian as a fashion brand, but they take a lot of inspiration from the East.
Yes, they do.
So particularly India, but also Middle East as well. So they like these kind of oriental ingredients. So this is actually, it's not, sorry, we didn't really say what it's called, did we?
No, it's called
Ambra.
Ambra. And actually this one for me is quite magnetic. Yeah. I like it. It's got a real sort of aphrodisiac feel about it.
It has. It's not too deep. It's not too too kind of heavy and spicy. It's got, I feel like, a kind of brightness to it.
Yeah, there's a geranium
like it shines,
and rose note, so you've got some florals going
it's
on. It's
quite
there.
crisp as far as an amber goes. And I know with Etro as well, they're quite keen for layering.
Yes.
And they make some fragrances like this, which are quite simple, which you can use as like a base. So for this Ambra, but also like the musk one that they do and the patchouli one that they do. And so you can spray that first and then spray something different over the top and make your own kind of concoction.
This one's got patchouli in it.
Yes, you can. I can smell the patchouli actually. Definitely.
There's a combination. We mentioned labdanum. Labdanum, by the way, if you've never heard of it, the full name is Cistus labdanum.
Yes.
And it comes from the rock rose shrub.
I saw one in Cornwall.
Yeah,
I saw one. I was like, oh my god, an actual.
They are in England.
My mum was very impressed. I knew what it was.
Yeah, was she? Love that. So what's interesting is that the Etro lists these ingredients, but they also list amber just on its own. So it may be that there is an amber accord alongside the patchouli, the vetiver, etc.
But it's quite soft actually. It's drying down a bit more powdery.
There is some sweetness from vanilla in there as well. But not in a very prevalent way. No, it's much softer.
I really like it, and it could definitely be worn by a man or a woman. That's also a good thing about amber.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so quite a nice, soft, enveloping, cosy one. Let's try Bulgari's Ambero.
Oh, yes.
Now,
the bottle.
It's like a kind of imposing monolith.
It is.
There's a word for you. It is.
I mean, these bottles, they're expensive. But the bottles are just so beautiful.
From the Gemme collection, the Gemstones collection, and these are very high-end Bulgari fragrances. They're actually only available in Harrods in the UK and the boutiques. And this one, I think, was launched 2 years ago, or maybe last year, as part of a men's collection. So there are about 6 of them. Let's spray it.
The top as well is magnetic. It's so fancy. Look at the stones.
This looks
That's
like
the amber.
Yeah. Okay. Sprays really nicely.
Yeah, they're really big, aren't they?
With this one, the ingredients list include things like frankincense, saffron, ginger. So you've got quite a sort of incensey, spicy mix going on. There's pepper in there as well. And for me, it's quite a arresting scent. Like, I want to come back for more. I'm quite intrigued by it.
It's definitely got more of a Middle Eastern feel to me. I've smelled this before, and I've always thought it has a slight oud.
Yeah, it's not a listed ingredient, but it's not to say that the perfumer hasn't put it in there. But sometimes they don't tell us everything.
Yeah, I can smell the spices.
It is quite spicy, and it's interesting. It's a fragrance that does change, and it's a fragrance that lasts.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's an eau de parfum as well, which obviously for a men's line is not
really good quality
thing.
Bulgari tell us that they were inspired by quite a nice story. So Bulgari, if you know the brand, they're quite often telling stories from like the ancient civilizations and the Roman gods and the Greek gods. The inspiration for this came from a Phoenician god, an ancient civilization in kind of the eastern side, or the Near East, let's say. And there was a god called Melkart, who was a kind of emblem of masculinity. Apparently he carried an amber shield.
Just like that.
Yes. So I quite like that story.
Yeah, I like that. They always link everything to a stone at Bulgari, obviously, because they're a jeweller.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely, like that.
And
Very
then
rich.
let's move on to Van Cleef & Arpels.
Yes, here we go. So Van Cleef & Arpels have this collection extraordinaire, and in it they have a few fragrances in the black bottles, which denotes that they're just a kind of darker scent.
Yes.
More intense, more warm. And this is Ambra Imperial. Launched a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was now. It's been quite popular. It's quite a luxurious, addictive version of amber, this one.
Yeah. Again, Van Cleef & Arpels take quite a lot of inspiration from the East in their jewellery collections often. And so this is meant to be literally an imperial amber. So all the rich and kind of lavish ingredients.
Yes. For me, it's sweeter than the other two.
It's definitely sweeter.
Only and it's a sparkle.
Yeah, it's got a kind of fizzy feel to it.
That's coming, I think, from the pink pepper, because there's a combination of bergamot and pink pepper in the top, and that pink pepper often gives a kind of champagne bubbles type effect.
Yeah,
lovely, isn't
definitely.
it?
I mean, it's way kind of sweeter and brighter and than the Gemme, which is much more. I mean, as they tried to
darker, deeper,
more masculine.
I think, and actually, out of the three, if I'm going to assign a gender, I feel like the Van Cleef & Arpels is more feminine, but that's just me.
But actually, the Ambra from Etro now has dried down so soft and just like smooth and skin, you know,
skin-like.
Yeah, just like
again,
a
very
nice,
enveloping.
understated. Yeah, so 3 different types there.
Interesting in terms of ingredients list, because one of the things that Van Cleef & Arpels list is benzoin, as well as tonka and vanilla. So you've got again that combination of things that bring that warmth, that sweet amber note. It very much reminds me of a Hermes fragrance I used to wear years ago. Is it Eau de
It reminds me of Eau de Mauvais.
Yeah.
Yes. This is so weird because I mean I've smelled this fragrance hundreds of times, but sometimes when you smell it in a different context, you feel something different. And I was just smelling that, thinking it reminds me of something. Eau de Mauvais, or maybe the maybe not Elixir de Mauvais, one slightly darker.
Yeah, but it has got that sparkle to it. So yes, like Sarah was saying, 3 very different amber fragrances. Do seek them out, and other amber fragrances too. Let us know in the comments what you wear in terms of amber fragrances. We'd love to hear that.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you all again next time. Bye.
Bye.